All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just came out of a very good, very exceptional One Piece chapter. And now it's time to conclude the reactions for today with more Jujutsu Kaisen. So let's go and get started, shall we? I see Ogata, I see Halster, I see CDs. So let's begin. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another Jujutsu Kaisen chapter reaction and review. Last we left out on, we had Sukuna going up against pretty much everyone, and they were all trying to formulate how are they just going to beat Sukuna, until we get Yuji, who's starting to land some more hits on Sukuna, and just when it seems like Sukuna is preparing to intercept Yuji manages to land a solid and straightforward Black Flash. We got to explain the concept, and we got a big, massive explanation of what Black Flash actually is. It is literally just a distortion in time and space that aids and like how it operates. We have cursed energy that reinforces the fist. We have cursed energy that augments the fist. And then we have also another layer of cursed energy that keeps all of it together. And Black Flash is the culmination of all of these different layers of cursed energy hitting an opponent with by the power of 2. So it's an exponentially powerful ability that not every Jujutsu sorcerer is capable of accessing. But we have Sukuna, who tries to intercept Yuji, but his eyes are taken off of Yuji thanks to Laru and his Heart's Hand, or Heart Catch curse technique. And this allows Yuji to land an extremely solid Black Flash on Sukuna, as it shows that apparently, Yuji has awakened. So let's see what happens in chapter 257, Inhuman Makyo Shinjuku Showdown, part 29. And we go back in time when Sukuna was freshly in Megumi's body, after the bath, I will want to assume. And Sukuna is talking to Uraume.
Who exactly is Yuji Itadori?
Kenjaku's child. But I don't know from which body. I once sensed the same thing in him as in you, though his face made me laugh.
Your residuals in that vessel aren't enough to explain it. He's too powerful for an empty shell.
Well, Kenjaku wouldn't have a child for no reason. Perhaps his mate was my other half reincarnated, and thus possessed the same soul.
Your other half?
I was almost born as twins.
I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
Your other half?
I was almost born as twins. Maybe my mother was starving. Rather than starve myself, I ate my other half. Then that soul wandered and mated with Kenjaku.
What? What?
Then that soul wandered and mated with Kenjaku. The cursed objects that are Sukuna's fingers were sealed in Yuji Itadori even though he was born as a player in the culling game. I suppose that was necessary to strengthen the vessel.
Is that so? Does that mean that Yuji Itadori has the potential to equal Sukuna?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way y'all just said that Yuji... Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Ain't no way y'all just said that Yuji... It's possible that Yuji has the potential to equal Sukuna! I've always wanted to sit on a chair like this. What? What you mean? What do you mean? Yuji has the potential to equal the King of Curses. Oh, we're gonna talk about this. And it shows Yuji in a fighting stance as he's preparing to fight Sukuna, and Sukuna's in a fighting stance as well, and they're both standing there. And then as a hand moves forward, we see like a gash appear, and We see Yuji using black... Yo! Yuji is just... Every hit is a black flash now! Sukuna tries to hit him, he just bats the arm aside. You know how Aang was, when Fire Lord Ozai was preparing to hit Aang with like a fire strike, and then Aang just takes the hand and then just blocks it out of the way? Yuji is blocking all of these hits. He uses another black flash on the center of Sukuna's chest. And then Sukuna dodges around Yuji, and I want to say he too uses Black Flash on Yuji, but Yuji is unfazed, and they're both fighting each other. Then it shows Yuji getting launched into another area as Sukuna is going after him, and then Yuji touches a wall, and the appearance of like scissors cutting across like paper. You know how in elementary school you had pieces of paper that instructed you need to cut along this, and it has like the scissor symbol and then the perforated lines. They appear on this pillar that Yuji's holding, and an actual audible snip sound can be heard as he goes, and Sukuna goes, I knew it. He can use it. At present, Yuji Itadori has 2 curse techniques. Integration of Death Painting Wombs 4 through 9 engraved blood manipulation on him. And the awakened state gained from Black Flash has drawn out malevolent... No, this chapter didn't just say... The awakened state gained from Black Flash has drawn out Yuji's ability to use Malevolent Shrine. This would be normally the moment where I'm sitting in my big gaming chair. I'm throwing it away because it's old and it needs to go. This is far more comfortable and it prompts me to sit up straight. This would be the point where I would throw my chair away and switch it with this one. Yuji can use Malevolent Shrine. Let me read this whole thing again. At present, wait a minute. At present, what do you mean at present? Right now? You're saying just right now that Yuji can use curse techniques? It's not like at present. At present, you mean to tell me he can learn more? What are you saying? What are you saying? At present, Yuji Itadori has 2 curse techniques. Integration of Death Painting Wombs 4 through 9 engraved blood manipulation on him, so he can use piercing blood and the techniques of Choso. And the awakened state gained from Black Flash has drawn out Malevolent Shrine, which was engraved on him as Ryomen Sukuna's fully fleshed curse. So he's capable of using the capabilities of Malevolent Shrine without opening up a domain expansion at all. He just cuts a whole section of a building out and a whole section of this pillar out, and he throws it at Sukuna, who instantly turns it into cubes. And while that's happening, Sukuna gets hit again, and we see these gashes on his legs as Yuji grabs a hold of him. And the thing that's unique about Yuji is that when he's using the cutting techniques of Sukuna with this man has a Malevolent Shrine engraved on him. That's his curse. There's multiple curse techniques. A lot of people tend to only have one. Yuji has 2. Okay? He has 2. And he's using the Malevolent Shrine without opening up a domain, just freely. I see what Uruume was saying, but Yuji grabs onto the leg of Sukuna and he prepares to hit Sukuna, and Sukuna tries to use more cleave on him, actually not more cleave. He used dismantle. He used dismantle on the pillar, because dismantle is what turns things into cubes. Cleave is what causes the slashes. He used dismantle on the pillar that was thrown at him, and then he uses cleave on Yuji, who gets cut across the face, but it doesn't stop him. Because Yuji uses Black Flash again. This boy is out here surpassing every single Black Flash record in the span of 2 chapters. And in the span of just a couple of panels, this man has already used Black Flash well over 6 times already. Well over 6 times. But he hits Sukuna in the side with Black Flash again.
The same technique may manifest somewhat differently depending on the era and sorcerer, but this is subnormal.
As it shows Sukuna's leg is, bleeding, like his left foot is bleeding.
He just awakened and his output is low. The real problem is his punching accuracy.
Then we go back in time. No. We don't go back in... Do we go back in time? We do go back in time to when Gojo was still alive. You want to use Nanami's curse tool? I don't mind, but why ask us? And then we have Ino here.
Well,
you're Nanami's old friends.
You knew him longer than I did.
You saw him more after we graduated, because he came back.
He's surprisingly cool with it.
And then we have Shoko and Ichiji.
The school was already on the 3-year system, even though it's vocational.
I agree that Ino should have it. I'm serious, man. Nanami trusted you more than anyone. And then it cuts to hands going in this direction, and it's Ino. And it's, how he has that baklava over his face. He's standing there while Sukuna's in the air as he screams out, "Ryu!" And a big old giant dragon just flies into the air and lands and just slams into Sukuna, who gets hit through a building. But that dragon is immediately destroyed thanks to cleave from Sukuna. Then it cuts to Sukuna, who immediately stomps down because Ino is using that same curse tool, the one with the bandages over that help him hit perfectly. He stomps on it to keep Ino from hitting him with it, and then Sukuna's just staring at Ino as he going, "Darn it!" And as this is happening, Sukuna is distracted while Yuji is right behind. Yuji is right behind Sukuna, and he hits Sukuna again with this. Every hit is Black Flash. It isn't like, oh, he needs to be in the zone. No, Yuji is beyond being in the zone. He has reached the same state that Sukuna reached when he accessed like his fully awakened perfect form state with the multiple arms, multiple eyes, and everything. Yuji has fully awakened. This man's every hit is Black Flash. All of them. There hasn't been a single hit from Yuji that wasn't Black Flash. All of them are Black Flashes now. This boy's strong. And Sukuna's surprised as he goes,
"He keeps striking with Black Flash. Does he think he can equal me?"
And then all of a sudden, the glass shatters after this. Sukuna actually gets thrown outside. Sukuna, of all people, gets thrown outside. And then it cuts to Ino, who's laying down in a little bit of blood because he also got hurt as well.
I ran out of Kirin too. Sorry, Nanami. I totally failed.
Then it cuts to Sukuna, who's touching the ground, and he starts to smile a little bit as Yuji jumps out of the building after him, and then Sukuna comes in and manages to land a big blow, a solid blow against Yuji's side, and it starts to carve up a little bit of his body. You see blood fly out from Yuji, but the boy is ignoring it. This man is ignoring it. He's got scars across his face, and he still manages to punch away Sukuna like Sukuna ain't nothing. And then Sukuna is looking at him, and mind you, Sukuna has had regular eyes where they weren't beady. They were regular, they were big enough. You could possibly see color in his eyes, but now they've gotten beady because Yuji is punching around Sukuna like Sukuna is just some average opponent, even though he's not. But he punches Sukuna into a wall, and Sukuna is not able to stop himself from being punched away by Yuji. That's the thing. And then Sukuna puts his hand up and goes,
"Even an attack that combines blunt force with a slash didn't faze him."
And Yuji is bearing down on Sukuna, even though he's getting all of these slashes across his face. It's not stopping Yuji. Yuji is on that Terminator nonsense right now. He's all like, okay, you're slashing me across the face. That it? And he's rearing to hit Sukuna again. And he hits Sukuna again with Black Flash! He hits Sukuna again with Black Flash, and then Sukuna tries to grabs Yuji's face, and then a massive spray of blood shoots out as he apparently uses, I want to say dismantle on Yuji's face, and half of Yuji's face is just covered in blood. Some of it, from the way this drawing looks, it looks like he just tried to destroy half of Yuji's face. And Yuji's not stopping. And then next thing you know, we see yet another Black Flash from Yuji hitting Sukuna directly in the face. And then it cuts to Sukuna, who's going, "Darn you, boy!" And as this happens, Sukuna gets hit in the face with Nanami's cursed tool. And it looks like it managed to hit Sukuna. And we all know what happens when Nanami's cursed tool hits a cursed spirit. It hits Sukuna in the face. Like, it hits Sukuna right then, and it hits him. And then Ino goes, "Maybe I didn't do so bad after all. Kick his butt." And then as it happens, Yuji is right behind Sukuna. And he once again, as he's been doing this entire chapter, hits Sukuna in his blind spot, in his back, with another Black Flash. Look. And that's the end of the chapter. Yuji is working them Sukuna ribs. Hold up! He is working them ribs. There's a huge mistranslation in the chapter. Sukuna said Yuji was made with his finger. Hold on, let me see. Perhaps his mate was my other half reincarnated, and he thus possessed the same soul. Let me see. Thus possessed the same soul. Let me see. Maybe my mother was starving rather than starve myself. I ate my other half. Then that soul wandered and made it with Kenjaku. I once sensed the same thing in him as in you, though his face made me laugh. Let me see what you guys have said. Jays, good to see you. Is Uroume okay? Let's see. Yuji's dad is a reincarnation of Sukuna's twin brother. He's Yuji's uncle. I don't think that's what that means. Let me see. That's terrifying. That story plot was familiar. It's almost like the Shaman King when Yo and Zeke were born at the same time. I mean, he's related to Sukuna now, apparently, so it's not too surprising, I guess. Yeah, it would seem that Yuji is a reincarnated version of Sukuna. That explains his inhuman strength. When I noticed Yuji was able to hit him, that's when it clicked to me. Last chapter you read to us, is that Sukuna's technique Yuji is using? Yes, he is using Malevolent Shrine. And here's my question. So that means Yuji reincarnated as well, but I assume maybe his memory's been wiped. I wouldn't say he's been reincarnated as like a spirit, but I don't know. I need to read this full synopsis so that we can understand completely. Let me see. Jin Itadori is then the reincarnation? Maybe. Yeah, that might be the case. But we'll look into it real quick. Let me see. I gotta read this chapter on my own after this. So that means Yuji's physically is the real king of curses, but he just doesn't know if he's using Black Flash like 6 times. I'm happy to see Ino getting more love. We get to see the dragon finally. Right, because he never got a chance to use the dragon because Toji pretty much KO'd him in an instant when he came back. So we're going to read the synopsis. Hopefully they got it. Because this Yuji is the new Sukuna, or at least he has the ability to be equal to Sukuna in power? Did they update it? I need to know. I need to know if they updated it because I want to read out a well-writ. I want to. No, they haven't. They haven't updated it yet. They haven't updated it yet. Dang it! Dang it! They haven't updated it. Let me see. Let me see. Can you reread the part where Sukuna yawns? Right here. Let me see. The cursed objects that are Sukuna's fingers were sealed in Yuji Itadori even though he was born as a player in the culling games. I suppose that was necessary to strengthen the vessel. The cursed objects that are Sukuna's fingers were sealed in Yuji Itadori even though he was born as a player in the culling game. Wait. I overlooked that. What do you mean he was born as a player in the culling game? What do you mean born as a player? Cursed objects that are Sukuna's fingers were sealed in Yuji Itadori even though he was born as a player in the culling game. So, was Yuji's birth meant for him to be the vessel of Sukuna from the very beginning and thus jumpstart and for him to be part of the culling game from the very beginning? Is that what this means? I suppose that was necessary to strengthen the vessel. Was that the whole purpose? Was that the whole purpose? That is a mistranslation? Ah, okay. That's the mistranslated part? Let me see. Let me check something else. All right, so let me go to another place. Let me see. Because people have issues with me reading the Viz version of this, so let me see. Let's see. You know this already. Okay, so here's from the fan translation. You know this already, but Itadori Yuji was not only being bred to be a player in the culling games, but also to seal my fingers. That much was likely necessary to ensure his strength as a vessel. Okay, so I understand this now. So the cursed objects that are Sukuna's fingers were sealed in Yuji Itadori, even though he was born as a player in the culling game. I suppose that was necessary to strengthen the vessel. Okay, so the other translation helped me understand this translation better. So he really was. That's my assumption. That my assumption was actually right. Yuji was created and born to be a vessel for Sukuna's fingers, and also be a part of the culling game that would lead to this very moment. That's what Yuji has always been born to be. Essentially, a new vessel for Sukuna to inhabit, so that this whole plan of Kenjaku can go forth with the whole culling game. But since many things happened and Yuji's strength of will made it a hassle for Sukuna to, exert most control, leading up to this specific moment, things had to be changed. Now we got Yuji, who's awakening into his own power now. Not only does he have access of the painting death wounds from 4 all the way to 9, but now, since he was once a vessel of Sukuna, the Malevolent Shrine imprinted on his very soul, and now he can use Malevolent Shrine as well. Not as a domain expansion, but as an actual curse technique he can use out in the field. And Yuji has just... Now it all makes sense. Now we know what Yuji is. I've always wondered what Yuji is, and this chapter basically just explained it. Yuji was born to be the new vessel for Sukuna. His whole entire being was basically engineered to be the new vessel for Sukuna from his birth all the way up until the culling game. So that way Sukuna can have like a suitable vessel, a powerful body to use on top of his own natural strength. But now we see that Yuji's body being... It almost looked like a frame skipped there for a second. Yuji's body being used as a vessel for Sukuna pretty much put him on par with being as strong as Sukuna. Because now this man is using Black Flash every single hit. Every single time. And Sukuna can't do anything about it. He tries to slice up Yuji, Yuji ignores it and hits him with Black Flash. He literally looks like he dismantles half of Yuji's face, and Yuji is still going after him, hitting with Black Flash over and over and over and over again without without ceasing. Matter of fact, let's count how many Black Flashes are in this chapter as a whole. Not counting the one we got in the last chapter. So we got 1 Black Flash, 2 Black Flash, another 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 Black Flash. So in this whole chapter, that is a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Black Flashes in this one chapter. We're not going to count the previous ones he's done before. This man has done over 10. 10 Black Flashes now. Well over, and over the course of this entire story, he's done so many Black Flashes that he's basically surpassed every single record that anyone has ever used. That means Grandpa knew and didn't want Yuji to be a vessel, is why he said to be kind to people and etc. His word instilled in Yuji is why Sukuna can't break him. Wouldn't it be wild if that were actually really true? Think of it. Yuji is the child of Kenjaku and the reincarnation of Sukuna's dead twin brother. Man! Or twin. We don't even know if it was a twin brother. It could have been a twin sister. But we don't know. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Oh my goodness. I bet you after this fight he's going to collapse out. Well, seeing as how Black Flash is capable of revitalizing people after they use it multiple times, seeing as how Gojo was able to reignite his reverse curse technique to heal himself after 2 Black Flashes, imagine how invigorated Yuji is going to be after 7 whole Black Flashes just from this one chapter alone. That's why I keep saying to you about his grandfather. There's more to Grandpa that meets the eye, apparently. Let me see. Let me see his words still. I mean, it makes sense he'd be able to be a vessel. He's the child of the reincarnation sibling of Sukuna. Kenjaku really became a woman and hunted down the reincarnation to create a child just for the sake of it being a new vessel for Sukuna, and not just the father is reincarnation and Yuji is the nephew, and Yuji is the nephew then of Sukuna. So if the father is the oh, I fully understand now. Made it with the reincarnation of Sukuna's twin. Okay, the pieces are completely piecing together now. Yuji's dad is the reincarnation of Sukuna's dead twin. Kenjaku saw that opportunity. And implanted his mind into that of a woman to mate with that reincarnation to create Yuji, who would be a vessel who he bred in order to be a vessel for Sukuna and take part in the culling game. Oh, and you said brother. Is it really brother? Is it brother? Was it brother? Am I just assuming here? Hold on. Let me see. I was almost born as twins. So yeah, in a way, this makes Sukuna, in more ways than one, related to Yuji. How old is his dad? His dad, him being a reincarnation. Being a reincarnation doesn't mean that his dad has lived all these years. It just means that the reincarnation inhabited the body of his father. So his father's body biologically may have been the age of his, normal state and the normal human average, but the reincarnation within him is probably pretty much the same age as Sukuna. Because it's completely different. You know how reincarnated sorcerers that Maki was talking to? Was talking to the samurai one that couldn't see curses but could see the area around curses, and that's what allowed him to slice up different curses, including Naoya when Naoya came back as a cursed spirit. It's kind of like that. They've been alive for their spirit is basically as old as like thousands of years, but their bodies biologically are pretty much dependent on the body that they currently inhabit now. So it's like that. Sorry to sound like it's overly long-winded and such, but we now know what Yuji is. Yuji is basically the next Sukuna when you think about it. Because even if Uraume is surmising that, does this mean that Yuji could reach the same has the potential to be equal to Sukuna? And that's something, and you notice during this entire chapter. So it's Kenjaku's dead brother that Kenjaku wanted to reincarnate and play this long game? No, it's Sukuna's long dead brother. If we're still going off the mindset, if we're still going off the mindset that Sukuna being a twin means, in simple terms, Yuji is him. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Just assume it was brother. It never said. Could have been a twin sister. We don't know. That's my bad for making assumptions, so I apologize for that. Oh no, that's fine, because I was thinking twin, and I may have thought that twins. Usually when I think of twins, I usually think of twins of the same gender. So I thought along those lines as well, but we never know. But this just puts into perspective just how strong Yuji can become. And now that he's fully awakened, this man is using Black Flash after Black Flash after Black Flash. And the fact that he's using so many Black Flashes means that he's capable of regenerating after every two Black Flashes. If we're going off of Gojo's state, this man is revitalizing his own curse techniques and everything about him every time he uses Black Flash. And he's using Black Flash all the time. So that means this man is refreshing his body after every single hit. And Sukuna cannot stop him. That's the thing. Sukuna's out here is all like, you bring all of these worms to me. You bring all these worms to me. You're not even worth my time. And then it comes to the very person he came to inhabit as a spirit, the very first, from the start of the series. The very person he thought he was going to be able to control is literally dragging him throughout the city right now. Jay is right. Jay's is right. Yuji is him. Maki got knocked around. Higuruma, everyone, Kusakabe. They all just got bodied by Sukuna, knocked in different locations. Even Ino got badly hurt by Sukuna. But we got Yuji, who is facing down Sukuna by himself. And he's not only holding his own, he has the advantage. And Sukuna cannot stop him. I'm curious, and remember, and Sukuna is weakening. Remember what it said whenever Yuji landed a punch on Sukuna? Yeah, it's literally hitting Sukuna in his soul. It's literally the very thing that Sukuna is trying to avoid is happening to him. And each time, because I remember, every time Yuji hits him with a straight punch, like a sure and straight punch, it starts to mess with his cursed energy output and his ability to keep everything held together. It is messing with Sukuna, and Sukuna is getting hit by not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, but 7 Black Flashes. It's gotta be jumbling up his insides right now, where his cursed energy output is just jacked up. Yuji is out here beating down the King of Curses, and Sukuna cannot stop him. Who thought that it was gonna be Yuji just going full Mike Tyson on Sukuna? This is literally a Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, and Sukuna is Jake Paul. Yuji's growing, reverse curse technique, Black Flashes, blood manipulation, malevolent shrine, and next up, domain expansion. That's the thing, though. That's the scary thing. Yuji's just out here running hands. Running hands. That's all Yuji's doing. He's not even using his curse techniques against Sukuna, but using it to aid him. Using blood manipulation to, try and get Sukuna, and then using Malevolent Shrine to cut off a piece of building to throw it at him. But Yuji is just out here just straight up throwing hands. That's all he's using. Sukuna's out here trying to use Dismantle, trying to use Cleave, and it's slicing Yuji across his face, and yet it's not phasing him at all. Matter of fact, if I go back to what he said, He said he keeps striking with Black Flash. Does he think he can equal me? And then it shows Sukuna getting thrown to a building and then proceeds to get bodied into a wall with him going, even an attack that combines blunt force with a slash didn't phase him. That's the thing. When he hit Yuji across his midsection, and I said that blood flew out, that was him hitting Yuji and also combining cleave with that attack. It still didn't stop him. Yuji is that guy. We're not going to break. We're not going to break. I hope Megumi is okay. He's in that body too. I hope this is a wake-up call for him. I hope so as well. Look. This is not what I was expecting to see in this chapter. Just Yuji beating down Sukuna, who for all intents and purposes through these many recent chapters has shown himself to be disinterested in literally everyone fighting him except for Maki, because he wanted to see which was superior, flesh and blood, or, jujutsu sorcery, or jujutsu. And after he bodied Maki again, he lost interest. Now we have Yuji just out here, basically pulling in Igris when Igris took his cape off, thrust his sword in the ground, and threw his dagger to the ground. This is like Igris squaring up against Jin before Jin got the upper hand. This is an Igris versus Jin fight from solo leveling, and Igris is just bodying Jin, who is Sukuna in this case, and Igris is Yuji, just bodying him over and over and over and over and over again. Did y'all ever think that we would be seeing Sukuna just getting thrown around like he ain't the most powerful cursed sorcerer in the world right now? This is such a good chapter. Seeing Yuji use all of these black flashes over and over and over and over and over again. This is such a great day for reactions. Oh, this is how you start a week off right, with all the stuff that I'm gonna be doing, playing different games and doing such. This is how you start a week. Oh my goodness. One Piece was solid, but Jujutsu Kaisen was... I want to say that the chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen today was better than today's One Piece chapter. And One Piece's newest chapter today was exceptional. It was really, really good. But this chapter right here, with Yuji out here saying like, weave, body blow, jab, kidney punch, and pause. Kidney punch. It's like, this is so good. We need, I know we already got like a Jujutsu Kaisen video game right now with Curse Clash, but we need like a game like Relink, where it's just Jujutsu and we're playing this version of Yuji. Wouldn't be surprised if Megumi is mentally unstable or something after the beatdown his body has been getting. Sukuna may be in his true form, but at the end of the day, it's still Megumi's body. That's the concern. The whole thing that's the major concern is getting Megumi's body back. We don't know what's going to happen to his body when Sukuna is no longer there. Is it going to suffer all of the side effects of all the beatings he's taken across the entire Shinjuku Showdown, which is currently at 29 parts right now? 29 different chapters of Sukuna taking a beating from people in general? So we have no idea what state Megumi is going to be when all is said and done. What is clear and prevalent right now is that Yuji cannot be stopped. And the fact that he's the good guy, because you really can't say that there's heroes in this game. They're just people who are trying to stop the villains from winning, but you can't count them as heroes. But as it stands right now, Yuji cannot be stopped. It used to be that I looked at Sukuna that way, but now Yuji's in a state where Sukuna can't even stop him. He's even thinking like, you think you're equal to me? And proceeds to get his Skittles rocked up in here, just knocked into a wall. Yeah, I would dare say that Yuji is equal to you because you haven't done anything to Yuji to make him actually double back at all. You can't stop him. You cannot stop him. This is a good chapter. This is a good chapter. I'm done. And he's gonna feel real bad knowing his body took out Gojo, his mentor. It's gonna be like how Yuji felt when Sukuna took control of his body and devastated a massive, 500 kilometer square mile of space in Shinjuku? and then gave Yuji his body back and just put him into like a pit of despair after killing all those hundreds of people and in order to take out Maharaga, and there's just a blank space in Shinjuku right now. I wouldn't be surprised if the same feeling comes across Megumi and he doesn't know what to do with himself, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. All I can say is that this was a fantastic chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen. We now know what Yuji is. He is meant to be the next vessel for Sukuna, and his entire existence was for him to be a new vessel for Sukuna and to take part in the culling game. But Yuji ain't vibing with that, and now we got Yuji, who is on equal footing with Sukuna right now, and Sukuna can't do a single thing about it. The King of Curses is losing. He's getting beat up, and he doesn't have a way out. My question, however, is we are still in a situation where Sukuna has not revealed what his actual curse technique actually is. So that's still an underlying thing that we have yet to address. We've addressed what Yuji is, but we haven't addressed what Sukuna is capable of doing, what his actual innate technique is. So I feel like even though Sukuna's getting beat up right now, he still has a few tricks up his sleeve, because he always does. But we will find out what lies in store as Yuji is just working them ribs, just working all them ribs next week. But you've been a wonderful audience, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed my dramatic reading of the newest chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen. It is a wonderful time to be a Jujutsu Kaisen fan right now. From CDs to J's, Halster, everyone here. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I think the shrine thing is his technique, isn't it? No, it's his domain expansion. Malevolent Shrine is not his innate technique. We still don't know what it is. We've seen the capabilities and the applications of it, but we have not seen we don't know what his actual innate technique is. Cleave and dismantle are aspects of it, but not what his technique is in general. Malevolent Shrine is his domain expansion. That doesn't mean it is his innate technique. But yeah. But you've been a wonderful audience. It's an honor and a privilege to be your entertainer, and I really do hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples! Yuji is literally working them ribs.